Shalom, Shabuto, and late Shabbat Shalom. Went over a lesson yesterday on Shabbat, and nobody showed up to the Sabbath lesson, so this is just a video to put out there what the lesson was going to be about, and for you to go ahead and just study it for yourself. The theme of the lesson was prepare to slay demons. Prepare to slay demons. So I'm going to jump right into the lesson. I'm not going to get into the scriptures, but I'm going to just put it out there so you can go and read it for yourself. Okay? I want you to start with reading Luke 6 and James chapter 1, or Ach Yaacob chapter 1. The message starts off by saying, there is an image set up in the minds of the people from childhood to now, to this present time. You can read Deuteronomy 7:5. And also, all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of Yahweh. You can read Romans 3:23 for that scripture. We all have our own demons, enemies or giants to fight, like David and Goliath, if you remember the story. Eli and the 450 prophets of Baal, 1 Kings 18, if you can remember that story. Queen Esther and Haman, you can go back and read that story about Mordecai and how Haman tried to kill off the Jews, right? And etc., so on. We have our enemies, we have our demons to fight, right? Temptation. And we go on to temptation, and the scriptures lets us know that it's our own desires. Read James chapter 1 verse 14. Also, Joshua was tempted in the wilderness. And Satan said, I will give you all of this land if you bow down and worship me. You can read that in Matthew chapter 4 verses 1 through 11. The scripture says, resist the devil and he will flee from you. You can read James 4:7 or Jacob 4:7. Those who endure until the end, the same will be saved. Enduring, that's the key. What are we enduring in? What are we supposed to do to be considered the one who endures? Endure what? Be faithful to what? Endure what? Right? That's the question we should ask ourselves. You can read Matthew 24:13, Revelation chapter 2 verse 10, Hebrews chapter 3 verse 14. The race is not given to the swift or strong, but the one who endures unto the end, right? You can read Ecclesiastes 9:11, something to that same estate. In 1 Corinthians chapter 9 verse 24. Read 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 17, and Jude chapter 1 verse 12 or 1:12. Okay? Because it doesn't matter if you've been in the faith 15 years, 16 years. It doesn't matter if you've been in the faith longer than I have or longer than somebody else has. What matters is if you endure until the end, right? To slay demons, you must first slay the demons of your own heart. 1 Peter 5:8. You can read that. Demons come as what you desire most. Demons also comes as angels of light, as the scriptures say. Okay? Embrace, it says, kill your past, embrace a glorious future. Read Hebrews chapter 12 verse 1 through 3. Exodus 20:4, the image, right? Talking about the image. Daniel chapter 2 verse 31 through 35, and also read Daniel chapter 3 about the setup image. The setup image. In Revelation, it talks about the image of the beast, right? Read Revelation chapter 13 verse 15. How do you slay demons? How do you slay demons? Walk me through it. Give me a tutorial. Set this thing up. Show me how, right? Read Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. Read James chapter 1, verse 2 through 4. 2 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 13. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 10. James chapter 1, verse 4. As I mentioned before. And Hebrews chapter 13, verse 9. Luke chapter 18, verse 1. Okay? Overcome. Number 1, we must overcome evil with good. Romans 12. Chapter 12, verse 21. Philippians 4 and 8. Chapter 4, verse 8. Number 2, we must be using the full armor of Yahweh. Fight until the death. Read Ephesians chapter 6, verse 13. Number 3, Torah. Yahshua Messiah is the weapon that will slay all demons. The Torah is the sword, as the scriptures say in Ephesians 6. It's part of the armor of Yahweh. And Yahshua is the walking Torah. He's the supreme and ultimate weapon against all demons, right? Read Romans chapter 16, verse 20. He crushes Satan under his feet, or under our feet, right? Number 4, purge all sins. Get washed with hyssop and the Spirit, okay? 5, help others break the cycle of addiction. That's the problem, addiction. Our own desires, temptation, right? That's what demons work on and play with. Our desires, what we want most. That's how they present themselves. Okay, Psalm 51, read that. 1 John chapter 1, verse 9, and Hebrews 12, verse 1 through 2. Okay, so that's just the tutorial setup of what the lesson is about. Go ahead and read those scriptures for yourself. I hope that has helped you, blessed you, and have a blessed one. Shalom.